Time now for high school sports on the place for local sports. The Score, brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. By Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Also brought to you by Kennebunk Eye Care for all your eye care needs. Kennebunk Eye Care, your sight specialists. Midstate Machine. Looking for a new career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone & Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. And by PJ Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it all. Now, let's go live to Mike Violet and AJ Knight.
Good evening. Welcome to Veterans Field here at Messalonskee High School in Oakland, where tonight here on The Score we bring you live coverage, as you can see, of girls lacrosse. If you're watching us at 1160thescore.com, I am Mike Violet. He is AJ Knight. And we have two great teams and a goal right there scored by Kennebunk as they get one right out in front. And the defending Class A champions take a 1-0 lead. I believe that was Madeline Dowling who scored, number 10 in net behind Shea Cassani. The Kennebunk Rams, coached by Annie Barker, are the two-time defending Class A champions, and they have gone through the last two seasons undefeated. So they are an outstanding program. Messalonskee is as well in Class B, the number 1 seed going into the postseason a year ago before they got knocked out in the quarterfinals and upset at the hands of the Brunswick Dragons. So down here 1-0, and we'll face it off at midfield.
I mean, you saw it on display there. That was a nice fake there, and then just looking completely backdoor, had Messalonskee defense totally fooled.
Messalonskee had a couple of chances before we got on. We are on the air late. Apologies for that, but better late than never. You've only missed about a minute or so of action. The Eagles did have a goal-scoring opportunity. Did you hear that goal-scoring announcement? I didn't hear it either. I wanted to make sure that I had the right call. Ball's out. It is 1-0. Kennebunk in the lead, and Kennebunk, 2 straight Class A championships that they have won, and they come back with Ruby Silkowski, one of the great players in girls lacrosse history in Maine, and a year last year where she scored 85 goals and had 23 assists in her career the last 2 years at the varsity level, 137 goals and 59 assists, and she's got the ball right now, number 5, drifting down the right side. So Silkowski is somebody to be reckoned with. She is a force, drops it out in front. Boy, that was ice cream right there for the Rams, and putting it in goal for Kennebunk was Mara Muse.
Yeah, that one, just a nice split dodge there. She gets by her defender. Now you draw the slide, and your teammates sitting there right back door of the cage.
That was too easy, and Shea Cassani just no chance there. As Silkowski drew the defense to her, dropped it in front. And Mara Moose does get the goal. That's the official announcement. And they lead 2-0. So they have come out here in the first 2 minutes and 19 seconds and put 2 on the board. And here they come again. Attack, attack, attack down the right side for Kennebunk. It's Ivy Armentrout.
And that's one of the things about lacrosse. You can play make it, take it lacrosse because you go to a neutral site face-up. So if you can dominate at the face-off X, you can just keep the ball down in your offensive zone all game.
Here's Silkowski, drives to the net and scores. Is there a mercy rule?
With the girls lacrosse, the big thing is the field is much more spread out. And take a look here, Mike, on that last one. And so just able to find some space and split dodge there and just get right in front of the cage. And that's worst case scenario for the goalie because you've got the whole option in front of you.
Right. No chance there for Shea Cassani, who has given up 3 goals here in 2 minutes and 57 seconds, and none of them her fault at all. Point-blank shots right in front, and Messalonskee needs possession of the ball, A, and some quality time in the offensive end, B, and go at Lizzie Hayes, the Kennebunk goaltender, who is an all-varsity Maine selection from a year ago. Of course, the Eagles losing Francesca Kakamo, the Kennebunk Valley Athletic Conference Player of the Year last year, so trying to make up her loss in graduation. That is a big hole to fill for sure for Messalonskee. This is Mara Muse. Possession here by the Kennebunk Rams, who were a late arrival here. They didn't get here until about 5 minutes of 6 because their bus driver took a wrong turn off 95.
And they look like they're trying to get the game started right on pace, aren't they?
Yep, they are. Out in front, shot is high over the net there by Silkowski. Just missed the crossbar. And so it stays 3-0. Apparently, from what we hear from informed sources, the bus driver has great disdain for GPS.
So does my father. I bet they'd get along.
Out in front, the shot is a save by Cassani. And the loose ball, Silkowski collects behind the net. 4 minutes into the first here. And it is 3-0 Kennebunk. Glad to have you with us here on The Score, over the air on AM 1160 WSKW, The Score. Live streaming at 1160thescore.com, the audio and the video. Andy Capwell running the camera here tonight. Steal briefly by Kennebunk, stolen back by Olivia Johnston, but it goes out of bounds, and it is Kennebunk's ball. Here's Silkowski. Right down Broadway, takes it in, and she is stopped by Cassani. How did she not score there?
That's a big save. They're going one-on-one with someone with Silkowski's pedigree.
Exactly. Nice save there by Cassani. Here's Sophia Notine. Notine loses it back at the 25. She'll set up again. All of the possession here, other than the first 20, 30 seconds, by Kennebunk. The Rams have been dominant. Over on the right side to Muse. Now to Silkowski. Little jump step. Brings it back outside the circle. Now goes inside and plays blown dead.
I think they got Messo there for a high stick. Got Silkowski right around the shoulder area. And how about a nightmare scenario here? With the infraction, everyone's got to back off except for one defender. So Silkowski from about 12 yards out gets to go one-on-one.
She's set. And off. Right down the middle. Scores. And it's 4-0. Is there anything more frightening for a girls lacrosse goalkeeper in Maine than to have Ruby Silkowski 12 yards away from you all by herself? I don't think so.
That's why it's so important, especially in the girls' game, to play clean, because someone like Silkowski, and you've already seen, she's thrown that fake pass a couple times. She's had that hesitation step. You can draw those infractions, and really it aids in the possession time, but also you get those opportunities. Like, those are golden opportunities.
Well, that's almost a layup for her, honestly. It's a gimme for sure, and she buried it. So face-off. And on the draw here, Ella Heibarger going for it there with Abigail Stevens, and they're going to give it to Messo. So the Eagles with the ball. Stevens cruises down the right. Abigail Stevens defended very well there by Nutine. Nutine steals. And Messalonskee didn't have the ball long. Here comes Kennebunk off to the races. The Rams hustle it up. The defending Class A champs ×2. Right side to Muse. Over to Heibarger. Back outside to Trouble. Ruby Silkowski. Changes hands. Now changes back to the left. Shoots, and it's wide.
There's a nice split dodge there. She didn't get her. She kept her stick. She tried to change the angle a little bit there, and you get a little wide on that shot. It was nice defense to force her to have to adjust her shot there.
All right, Rams on the perimeter. Back out front to Nutine. Now they work it around the right. Behind the net now, Camden Keenan. She's just a freshman. And a turnover. It goes to Messalonskee. Almost picked off there on the far side. Good hustle by Ivy Armentrout. Almost picked off that clearing pass. Instead, it ends up with Kennebunk. In the middle, Silkowski. Ruby driving in, backhands, and did that go in?
No.
It did not.
Cassini got enough of it. Tried to get a little fancy there. Didn't get enough angle on it, though. Went right into the stick.
So Ruby Silkowski with a little sizzle and sparkle there, and she's going out.
I missed that. I think she got...
She got a penalty?
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah.
She's gone to the penalty seat.
So break for Messo here, but like you said, not really a break until they get past half field. They got to maintain some possession.
Yeah, 2-minute penalty on Ruby Silkowski. So anytime you can get the best player on the field, off the field, that's a good thing. So Messalonskee on the attack here, down 4-0. As we have time stop now. 18-19 left in the first half. Messalonskee and Kennebunk, the season opener for both of these teams. And our high school spring sports opener here on the score. Bumped is Cassandra McKenzie. Ball came out of her stick. She gets it back.
That was quite the cross check there against Kennebunk. And I think she's going to take a seat there. No, never mind.
Nope, no penalty. Just a Messalonskee ball. They retreat back on their side of midfield. 4-0. Kennebunk in the lead. Mike Violet, AJ Knight live here at Veterans Field in Oakland. A steal loose ball picked up there by Grace Archer. Archer went down. Ball is loose at the 45. Scooped up by Keenan. And here comes Camden Keenan. Down the left side for Kennebunk. Get my coastal towns correct here. All right, now back on the outside to Sophia Natine.
I think Kennebunk going to be content here to kill out this penalty under a minute here to go.
57, yep. So some ragging here. Ball out of the stick there of Natine. She scoops it back up. She's being defended over there by Alexa Kakamo, younger sister of Francesca. Last year's KVAC Player of the Year. In front, Natina's shot is off the stick there of Shea Cassani.
She drew the delayed penalty there. She got a check there. She got in about 5 yards out. And I think, Kennebunk here going to have another one of these penalty shots.
All right, so it'll be Sophia Natine from 10 yards out. 1-on-1 with Shea Cassani. 4-0 Kennebunk. Natine right down the middle. Saved by Cassani.
Big one.
A lot of anticipation on a play like that for the goalkeeper, and Cassani guessed right. Keeps it at 4-0. Big stop. She's made a couple of big ones already. All right, right side. It's Ella Heibarger. Heibarger at the 20. They kick it back out front. Muse. Penalty is over to Silkowski. So, and is that in?
Yeah,
that was in. I missed it.
A goal.
5-0.
That
was a subtle goal.
Yeah, it was really well. I think much like us, I was waiting to see because I thought Kennebunk was going to wait and set it up with Silkowski because obviously they were going to have
and Sophia Natine with a goal.
They were going to have the player advantage, and I think they much like they tricked us just like they tricked Messo and just went right in while everybody I think was paying attention to Silkowski coming back out.
All right, so at 8:50, Sophia Natine scores, making it 5-0. Off the face-off, it'll be Heibarger and Abby Stevens. Ball goes to Kennebunk. That's happened a lot here in the first half.
Great face-off play there.
Yep, Muse down the right and immediately on the attack. They drop it in front, loose ball, bouncing around there. Cassani comes away with it. And Cassani A high clear. Messalonskee on the break. Down the right side here for the Eagles. They get a chance to set it up now in the offensive end, working it behind the net to Morrill. Morrill goes back out deep to Zoe Gilbert. Ball is over her stick, rolls out. We have play blown dead, and this is going to go to Kennebunk. So possession for Messalonskee didn't last long.
They looks like the season opener for Messalonskee. Ground balls and obviously passing and catching, your two essential skills. Ground balls especially are always going to be key in the game of lacrosse, and just having trouble completing passes.
Nice fake. Kennebunk, that is, up the right side. Heibarger with a great fake. Heibarger advances. Now curling inside is Keenan. Keenan in front. Oh, what a great pass. What a greater save there by Shea Kasani. That was magnificent. She's been great here. This could be a lot worse. She robbed Notine there.
They took her a second to maybe get her feet under, especially with the relentless attack coming back door. But wow, that was a monster save.
All right, Camden Keenan right down the middle. Forced wide. Now back out in front. The shot is in.
Give Silkowski a hat trick already.
So Silkowski piling them up. And you can see how she ends up scoring 85 goals in a season.
That is just an obscene number. Like, that is career numbers for good players.
So Silkowski scores goal number 3, and we've got a timeout on the field with 14:35 left in the first half, and Kennebunk on top here, 5-0, gives us a chance to catch our breath and welcome you to our video coverage of high school sports here on The Score, which, as always, is brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group, and it's nice to have someone with me who actually knows the lingo of the game, because I don't.
I played in high school, so I'm lucky enough to
Yes.
at least know something about this. We go back to covering baseball. I'm going to lean on you again.
Lean on me when you're not strong.
The nice thing is, you talk about Silkowski, it's not even a lacrosse thing, though. She just doesn't stop moving, and that's always going to be good. Yeah,
she is a constant whirling dervish, if you will. She never, ever stops. That's a huge key in this game. It's a game of movement, and she's very slinky. She's sort of, knifes inside, quick cuts. And we've already seen the one backhanded shot attempt that she took there on Shea Kasani, the creativity that is in her game, too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I think she's really demonstrated. As we talk about Mesa, one of their issues is they're really struggling to complete passes. You see from Silkowski, it's not just the fact that she is obviously extremely talented. You see the comfort in her stick work.
Yeah.
She's good cradling. She attempted the backdoor shot. She's thrown out the fake pass. She's really comfortable with her dodges, which is just going to make her that much more devastating, because in the girls' game there's none of those long poles that you have in the boys' game. The game's more spread out, so it just gives her a lot more space to operate with, because you get a step, you can turn the corner.
And she's turned the corner a lot tonight. 3 goals already, 6 for Kennebunk here in the first half, and they lead Messalonskee here 6-0 as the teams come back out. 14:35 to go in the half. We'll have more lacrosse tomorrow. Boys here at Messalonskee High School. Mount Blue and Messalonskee. Messalonskee certainly one of the preseason favorites in Class B boys lacrosse as they return some great players. Bryce Crowell is back. Walter Fiegel is back, and they are loaded with talent. Mount Blue on the way up, but certainly as far as the heritage of the programs, Messalonskee is ahead of the game there. 4 o'clock is game time tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're going to make quite a little home here in this press box to open our spring
Coming
coverage.
back here Monday. And then we got baseball once, maybe twice here next week. I forget. So Oakland is about to be our home away from home. As long as the corner store serving pizza, we're all good.
Andy was telling me about that, so we'll be covered.
That's as good as it gets. All right, we have a violation off the face-off.
There's quite the collision there.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Again, Meso, it gets the possession off of a violation. Now got to do something with it.
Yep, here's Julia Wade, one of the returning veterans. Wade, a all-KVAC player last year, first-team all-KVACer. Eagles down 6-0, looking to climb back into this one. And at least now some possession, but behind the play we've got a violation called on Messalonskee. Not sure what.
I missed the ref signal there. Messo having trouble. What a steal.
There's a pickoff, and the ball knocked out of the basket there by Silkowski. How about that? A defensive play. I think we can give her a Kennebunk Eye Care highlight of the game right there. Kennebunk Eye Care for all your eye care needs. Kennebunk Eye Care, your site specialist. Silkowski playing defense, shot and a save. Cassani there. A nice save off the stick of Sophia Nutine. And the ball's out the back.
Messo needs to work on that too. You need to get backup. It's one thing Kennebunk's generating these shots, but they're getting the possessions back because they're chasing their shots as well. Ball
missed by Nutine, loose at the 35-yard line. Eagles pick it up. A collision there as Messalonskee's player knocked down by Matilda Bordas. Now the Eagles with possession. Messalonskee on the go. Ball knocked out of the basket. Loose ball at the 15-yard line. One thing you can see here in the first half of the first half is Kennebunk is quicker.
Yeah, they definitely seem a step faster. You can really see it in transition.
Yeah, Heibarger is cross-checked there, forced out. And now apparently Heibarger stepped out of bounds.
I think that's what to say, yeah. She on that quick restart, one of the things in lacrosse, you get that whistle, you get the ball, and you go. And they're a little bit too quick and stepped on the sideline.
All right, Duty loses it, scooped up by Ivy Armentrout. And Armentrout down the left. 6-0 Kennebunk. The Rams right off the bus, firing on all cylinders for sure. Now Archer. Back out front to Nutine. Now to Silkowski. Heibarger on the right. Just playing a game of keep away right now, working the perimeter here. Cruising is Archer. Now to Silkowski. Now on the right to Muse.
They're isolating her.
Yep. Cuts to the left, goes to the middle, shoots and scores.
They just set her up there, and she just gave him a little fake split dodge and get that step. And again, Kennebunk's doing a nice job. They're not shooting on low angles. They're getting to the center of the cage so that you open up the whole cage. Just makes it tough for a goalie to cover that 6x6 square.
And Mara Muse has multiple goals now. She's got 2. Silkowski has 3. The oddball one is Sophia Nutine. She's got the only other goal aside from the 2 by Muse and the hat trick by Silkowski. 7-0. So Muse with a goal. And on the draw here, Abby Stevens for Messalonskee. Might be Heibarger on the draw for Kennebunk. It is. She ends up with it at her feet, but then Stevens able to pluck it away. Loose ball now. Knocked away, and Kennebunk's going to come away with it. Flipped over there is Silkowski. She landed on her stick.
I think she did too. That doesn't give at all.
She jumps right up and takes right off with the ball.
Mailman carry.
Yep. Right side. Ruby Silkowski to the middle. Look out. There's the move. The shot and the score. She's got 4.
Just the fake dodge there. Again, you can see the comfort in the stick work there. She throws that fake dodge and is able to just quickly get herself enough space. And again, working from the middle, shooting from the middle of the field.
And it's almost like she said when she was down, the heck with it. Damn it. I'm going to get up. I'm going to streak down, and I'm going to score.
Well, you pointed out, too, and I think you could see it. You're watching our video stream. Kennebunk just looks a step faster than Messo. And, I mean, it doesn't obviously talked about Messo graduated a lot of talent. It doesn't help when you face back-to-back repeating state champs and class up.
They are starting out with the class of the states in Kennebunk. They're starting out, Messalonskee is finding out what they are and finding out what Kennebunk is here in Game 1. 2-time defending champs, 2 straight undefeated seasons. We're seeing why. Here's Silkowski. And a lot of schools can't wait for her to graduate. She's going to play at Brown University.
That's a heck of a program.
It is. A great lacrosse program all the way around, men's and women's. Right side now for Kennebunk, it's Muse. Rams lead at 8-0. Long bus ride up hasn't affected them at all. Getting lost hasn't affected them at all. Silkowski, right side to Hard
to miss those orange pipes. Just got to find those.
I know. Kennebunk works it around the perimeter. The Rams being very deliberate. They lead 8-0. They are picking their spots here. Notine.
And you look at Silkowski just handle the stick.
Yep, just cruising around. Waiting. Ruby Silkowski cradles it, now dances, switches hands. At the 10-yard line, circles to the front, to the cutter. The ball is over the stick of Heibarger. Now Notine. Back out to Silkowski. The lob inside. The shot wide there. Nice curl in by Ivy Armentrout, and she missed. Loose ball in front. They had a great opportunity. Rolls over to Muse. Muse. Now to Heibarger. 8-0 Kennebunk. Heibarger. Looking. Nothing there. Takes it in. Shoots, and a save by Cassani.
Man, how big has Cassani been? In the fact, I know it's 8-0, but it could be a whole lot worse.
It could be like 12-14-0. She's made some great saves.
And credit to Kennebunk, too. Obviously, Silkowski's shown, I think, at any given time, she could choose to go one-on-one. But you can see they're running cuts off of her. They're moving it around, trying to find isolation matchups they like. I think very important. You talk about they're defending back-to-back champs, a lot of it because Silkowski, but obviously they're working, too. It looks like Messo drew a penalty here.
Yep, they did. Silkowski, again, going to go on Shea Cassani. Waits for the whistle. Here we go. Right down, and a save.
I think that might have been pipe.
All right, it might have been goal post. She went low, and it spiked right off the bottom of the goal post and kicked out. It's hard to believe she can miss there.
A tough shot. I mean, it's a good spot to go. She goes high to low there and across Cassani's body. It kicked up. There might have been a kick save, but I think Cassani had committed to her as she welled across. I think she owes the pipe a thank you.
Now we've got another one, this time Sophia Notine. Notine and Cassani. Notine goes in and scores.
That was a nice shot there. Notine did a good job. She came out high and then dropped it half stick and then went low on the shot. And it's always a big thing. You talk about it in hockey, right? Change eyesight and all that.
Right.
Changing angles, make the goalie defend the whole cage.
So Sophia Notine with multiple goals now. So Muse with 2, Notine with 2, and Silkowski with 4.
And again, it's not just the scoring. Kennebunk has dominated the face-off circle as well. So they're just playing make-it-take-it lacrosse.
You got to have the ball, and Messalonskee hasn't.
Oh.
You got to have possession. And the Eagles have just not had any sustained, even for 30 seconds, possession of the ball.
Heibarger again. They're just dominating face-offs.
And again, Kennebunk on the fly, setting up. Heibarger being harassed. And now they set up Silkowski. To Notine. 9-0 Kennebunk. Expected the Rams to have the better of it here, but I'm not sure we expected 9-0 with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, this is the type of, this is one of those things. Messo has been a great program. It's one of those things going to help them later in the season.
Yeah, it sure is. You play the iron right off. When you get back into Class B, seems almost easier, doesn't it?
Yeah. I doubt they're going to see a player as good as Silkowski the rest of the season, too.
They're not. She's the best player in the state. I don't think there's any question about that. She's the best player in the state by a long shot, and we've got a timeout.
I believe so.
7:43 left first half. The score, Kennebunk 9 and Messalonskee 0. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this on The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Nokian Tires, available at 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro. Your complete auto center. Mechanics you can trust. Nokian Tires to keep you safe on the road. Plus, 201 Tire Battery and Service is a state inspection station. They have batteries and accessories, including custom battery cables available. And of course, those great Nokian tires. 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, our videographer is Andy Capwell. We're back here live at Veterans Field at Messalonskee High School in Oakland. It's girls lacrosse to kick off our 2023 spring sports high school season tonight. And right now the Kennebunk Rams having their way with the Messalonskee Eagles leading here 9-0, 7:43 left in this first half.
And they've just, I mean, more than anything, they've got their really experienced team, a really talented team. But, I mean, again, when you possess the ball almost the entire first half, good things are going to happen.
Now, what's that old legal phrase? Possession is 9/10 of the law?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in lacrosse, it means you're going to win 9/10 of the time when you have possession.
I mean, a good way to stop the opposing offense is never let him get on
right.
offense.
You can't score if you don't have the ball, and Kennebunk has had the ball all first half, and Silkowski just dished it off, gets it back now. She's got 4 goals here in the first half to add to her total in her career now of 141.
It's going to be a high number.
In the last 2 years. I think she's got a legit shot to get to 200 before that career is done here this year. Cutter in front, shot and a save.
Wow!
Cassani with a beauty. I mean, that is gorgeous. I think we can again throw a Kennebunk Eye Care highlight of the game out this time at Shea Cassani, the goalkeeper for the Messalonskee Eagles, with a stone-cold stop save right out in front.
I mean, that's one on goalie. That's huge, too, changing the eyesight there as it comes from the backside.
Possession here goes to Kennebunk. Here is Heibarger. Ella Heibarger in the middle to Muse. No team. Over on the left. Now Kennebunk sets up shop behind the net. This is Helen Kenny, a freshman, one of several freshmen who play significant minutes for this Kennebunk girls lacrosse team. They are loaded with talent and a huge roster. Messalonskee's got a pretty good-sized roster, but Kennebunk with a huge roster. That's wide.
So break for Messo here on the turnover. But the challenge, clearing is big as well. I mean, possession, but Kennebunk, it looks like in a soccer game, right? They're just mushing the midfield here.
Shea Cassani, first team all KVACer last year, has kept this game at 9-0, believe it or not. It could be a lot worse, maybe 15-16-0. She's made some 10 Beller-type saves. A pickup here on a steal by Heibarger. Heibarger down the right. Back it goes, or tries to go to Silkowski. Ball missed. Now Notine.
Nice job there by Notine, keeping the offensive players on the other side from being able to get engaged in the ground ball.
Silkowski fakes. Silkowski goes in. Shot, and another one. Shea Cassani.
Stuffed at the crease.
Wow. She's having a great game.
It took Cassandra a second to get going. It's a season over more than anything. She was just blitzed immediately. But, man, once she's got settled in here, she has been stone cold between those pipes.
She's been fantastic. Archer loses out of the basket. Here comes Kennebunk on the fly, barreling, zigzagging to the middle. This is Muse. Actually, no, it is not. It is Ivy Armentrout. Armentrout drifts over to the far side. Everybody catches up. They'll start from the front again.
Nice transition defense there from Messo because Trout tried a bunch of different ways to try and work her way back towards the center and couldn't do so.
Yeah, and in Kennebunk's case, you can be patient when you're up 9-0 and not force the issue. And they didn't force the issue. Helen Kenny works it around. Kenny gets it back. Now to Silkowski. They can take their time, be deliberate, set the offense up. Notine out front. To the cutter, the circle, the shot, and it did not go in.
I think we got a penalty as well. High stick, I believe, or high check.
Referee took a yellow card out.
I think that was on Silkowski on her follow-through as she checks out. No, excuse me, not Silkowski.
That's Archer, isn't it?
Yeah.
8?
8.
My eyes aren't that great, but it looks like 8. Yep, that's what they've got on the board. So Grace Archer's out for a 2-minute penalty. So clock stops here, 3:55 left, first half, 9-0 Kennebunk, and this will be a Messo ball. And they have a man advantage.
The other thing, the other thing that Kennebunk has not done a nice job of is Messo struggled with passing as we watched them attempt to go through this clear here.
All right, trying to work it up now for the Eagles. Neely Dillon. Dillon had it knocked out of the basket. Dillon trying to avoid getting hemmed in. Needs to give it up and does. The speed, you can just tell. The speed, the quickness, a little cross-check there by Kenny. Knocked the ball out. Lob up, not a good pass. Easy steal in the middle by Silkowski.
And this is what I was talking about. As you see here, Silkowski doesn't have to make a pass, but Kennebunk has several players that have been able to take it from defensive end when it's gotten near there and run it all the way down the offensive end.
So Kennebunk short-handed, now on the attack. Silkowski fakes. Silkowski out front, short-handed goal. It's 10-0. Burying it there was Ivy Armentrout.
What a pass there. She threw that fake pass. Take a look at this one. You see the fake pass there. Then she gets some space. I mean, what are you going to do? Nothing. I mean, if you're goalie, you're watching Silkowski, obviously, and you can't even turn around fast enough.
Yeah, you don't even have time to react, AJ. I mean, in all seriousness, there's just no time to react, and Shea Cassani, innocent there of any charges. I mean, you have no chance on that particular goal, and they're letting the clock run now, which is probably a good idea. Armentrout is a junior, and Silkowski will get a helper on that one.
Yeah, by my count, I've got her at 4 goals, 2 assists already.
So a 6-point night, and we aren't at halftime yet. Well, one thing for sure, Kennebunk is going to be able to clear their bench tonight. I think we're going to see everybody play in this game tonight.
I think we're going to say they're going to be really good this year.
2 straight undefeated seasons, and they come back loaded. They come back with the best player in the state in Ruby Silkowski and all kinds of help.
Silkowski right there. Kennebunk, the play calling difference that she was wide open. She's going to get it again here.
Yep, she's got it now. Backs out at the 15, out of the 20. Silkowski right in front, shot, and another 10-beller save there by Shea Cassani. That is beautiful. She's an excellent goaltender.
I've got Cassani with 6 saves, and none of them have been easy.
No, they have all been testers. Meantime, Lizzie Hayes at the other end trying to stay awake. Not much action down there. Might need an energy drink at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, Messo has been down. I think this offense, potentially this will be the 4th time, but at 2 of the previous 3, they couldn't even really establish possession. They got called for an infraction and it went the other way.
1 minute left. Messalonskee looking to set something up here in the final minute, maybe get a point. Get a number on that board, not that way, and Hayes finally handles the ball. Roost's ball trickled over to her, and she clears it out. On the breakout now, Sophia Noteen. Noteen, a junior. Midfielder up the left. Kennebunk with 35 seconds left, leading 10-0. Rams set up on the circle. Inside to the cutter, that's Silkowski, missed it.
That was a nice check there by, I think it was Dowling got a piece of that one. Or, excuse me, Johnston got a piece of that one.
Silkowski fakes. Silkowski goes in front, tries the shot, and it's in.
Wow.
I don't know how it got in, but it got in.
Look at this again. Just how does she get through all that traffic? Fake pass, stops on the doorstep, another fake pass, splits a double team. I mean, what are you going to do?
And that's it. Apparently that wasn't a goal because they didn't put it on the board.
It must, okay.
All right, so for all the fluff that we gave her, well-deserved, it was not a goal. So that is halftime. The score at the half here in girls lacrosse. The Kennebunk Rams 10, the Messalonskee Eagles nothing. It is halftime. AJ and I will be back to Veterans Field in Oakland right after this on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score.
For excavation in the greater Skowhegan-Waterville area, call PJ Diggs. Septic systems installed, new or replacement. New driveways, foundation holes, full house lots. If it's dirt, they do it all. Need gravel, sand, or crushed aggregate for your project? Call PJ Diggs. They have all the materials you need ready for delivery. Spring is here, and it's time to start digging into your project. For a free quote, call PJ Diggs 431-4299. The Excavation Pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Family and veteran owned. PJ Diggs, 431-4299.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Enjoy the warmth and style of a Regency gas stove or fireplace from Somerset Stone & Stove. We've got an amazing selection to choose from with one that will look great in your home. Get your Regency gas stove or fireplace installed at the lowest price. And don't forget, we also offer financing options on all our Regency stoves. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove, 1078 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Oakland. Online at somersetstoneandstove.com.
Do you have itchy, irritated, or burning eyes? You may be experiencing dry eye syndrome. Contact Kennebunk Eye Care and let them help find a solution to the problem. When we concentrate on activities like reading, driving, and computers, we blink less, which reduces the amount of tears on the surface of the eye. An exam with Kennebunk Eye Care will identify what's causing the issue and how to best treat it. Schedule an appointment today by calling 872-2797. Kennebunk Eye Care, your sight specialists, 216 Main Street in Waterville, and online at KennebunkeyeCare.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Nokian Tires, available at 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro. Your complete auto center. Mechanics you can trust. Nokian Tires to keep you safe on the road. Plus, 201 Tire Battery and Service is a state inspection station. They have batteries and accessories, including custom battery cables available. And of course, those great Nokian tires. 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro.
For excavation in the greater Skowhegan-Waterville area, call PJ Diggs. Septic systems installed, new or replacement. New driveways, foundation holes, full house lots. If it's dirt, they do it all. Need gravel, sand, or crushed aggregate for your project? Call PJ Diggs. They have all the materials you need ready for delivery. Spring is here, and it's time to start digging into your project. For a free quote, call PJ Diggs 431-4299. The Excavation Pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Family and veteran-owned. PJ Diggs, 431-4299.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, Andy Capwell back here live at Veterans Field in Oakland. It's 10-zip in girls lacrosse. Kennebunk leading the Messalonskee Eagles. Here's the schedule for the next few days. We're right back here tomorrow. Boys lacrosse, Mount Blue at Messalonskee at 4. We have baseball radio only Saturday morning. Skowhegan and Lawrence will play there. And then Monday, we're right back here. Oakland is going to become our home away from home. For girls lacrosse, Mount Ararat at Messalonskee Monday at 5:30. Then Tuesday here for baseball between Brewer and Messalonskee. And then Thursday here for baseball between Skowhegan and Messalonskee. So our week consists of a lot of trips to Oakland. We don't need GPS to get here, right?
I would hope we'd learn
think
it.
we're all
right?
good.
I live in Waterville, so
right.
that helps.
You should be okay.
Yeah, also I wanted to throw in there, because you're working off the high school schedule, to break up a little bit of it.
Thank you.
We will have Thomas versus Umpy baseball on Sunday, doubleheader on that one, 1 and 4.
I'll be there.
Me too.
We'll be live at Thomas College. We'll have it on the radio, and we'll be picking up the video feed of Thomas on Sunday for baseball between the Owls and the Terriers.
Who wins that fight, by the way? You taking a Terrier?
Owl, an owl can be kind of a nasty animal.
I don't disagree.
Terriers are pretty,
That's fair.
They're terriers. So I'm going Owls in the battle of the mascots. on the baseball diamond, we'll see what happens there. All right, second half underway, and the Kennebunk Rams with a dominant first half. 4 goals for Ruby Silkowski, because that last goal that we called a goal wasn't a goal. So 4 out of the 10 for her. Muse has 2. Notine has 2. So they have been busy up front, the attackers scoring for Kennebunk.
And had 2 assists for Silkowski as well.
All right, Rams set up where they have spent most of the first half. Obviously, teams have changed ends. Hayes is down to our right. Lizzie Hayes down to our right. Taking a little break right now. Actually, it's been a break for the entire first half. I don't think she's made a save the first half.
I think she touched it once on a ground ball that rolled to her.
The Eagles trying to break it out now. Here is Julia Wade. First team All-KVACer last year. Wade up the right. Wade lobs it down. Wade to Ventimiglia. Sophia Ventimiglia, a freshman. Excellent athlete. Back outside to Wade. Now the Eagles with possession.
You can see the comfort, too. Kennebunk really extending their defense as well. The Messo's running cutters.
You can see it right there on that play in the end zone that we're looking at. As Ventimiglia just got forced back, she got doubled and couldn't find any room.
Kennebunk, you can see just experience and comfort. They know what they're doing.
All right, Ventimiglia starts the play. To the cutter, the shot, and finally the ball handled by Hayes off the stick of Maddie Duty, but a really easy save.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of contact there. I think it was Silkowski actually got a piece of the stick there to just really shorten up that shot.
All right, here's Notine. Sophia Notine, lots of speed. At the 20, to the cutter, to Armin Trout. Armin Trout behind the net. They set up. Silkowski works it back out to the 25. Now to Notine, Sophia Notine. To Armentrout. And again, with a big lead like this, you can really be patient. Work it around, lull that defense to sleep. That defense tonight's been led by Shea Kasani, who has been so good in net. It's 10-0, and it could very easily be 15 or more.
Yeah, at half, I had her with 10 goals allowed, and she's had a rough night because they've been on her doorstep. 6 saves.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the goals have been point blank. I mean, there's been nothing beyond 6 or 7 yards. Messalonskee with the ball, looking to get on the scoreboard. Eagles run it up. Cutting to the middle. Parsons. Oh, what a check, and she goes down in a heap. Emma Jane Parsons got absolutely pancaked. Gets up, she's okay. I mean, that was a big open field check and a penalty called.
I'd say so.
On Kennebunk.
I'd say so.
And Messalonskee.
That was a decent hit for a hockey game.
Is going to go on a player advantage. Exactly. I mean, that was the kind of open ice check that hockey players are looking to make.
Messo can't afford to not take advantage of this opportunity.
Got a great opportunity here. 1-on-1. The shot is wide.
Great ground ball there by Wade to pick that one up, and I think draw a little whistle here as well. I don't like that in that penalty stroke. Kennebunk did a nice job closing off. Go all the way to the cage.
Yes, you got to take it all the way in. Now they're in close and losing it. Duty. Loose ball scooped up. Duty comes out with it. Tries to find some open space. Things clear out a bit now. And back out front to Wade. And we got a whistle.
I think her shoe's untied.
Okay.
I mean, she's
okay, all right. I didn't see that. It was out of sight there. So outside at the 39, 40-yard line, the shoe untied there of Ella Heibarger. Now that's tied up. All right, Silkowski defending here on Wade. And Messalonskee. Right side for the Eagles now. Zoe Gilbert, loose ball, picked up, and a stoppage. It'll stay with Messalonskee, though.
You're going to get Notine, I think, for the check there. So some space here to work with.
All right. Abby Stevens loses the ball, though.
I think Messo, despite having to restart there, Kennebunk got the restart.
They sure did. And restart they go. Up is Notine to Armentrout. The shot is, I think, stopped or at least touched by Kasani. The ball rolls out the back of the end zone.
I think that was Ventimiglia. Ventimiglia did a nice job there altering that shot, so she couldn't follow through, so it went high and rainbowed over.
All right, ball ends up in Kasani's stick, and Shea clears it up. Now to Wade. Julia Wade. Trying to get something started for Messalonskee. Look at the defense by Kennebunk. They swarm you like a bunch of bees.
Yeah, and you can see the trust, too, because they're not even just playing one-on-one there. They're double teaming, so they're confident in their defense behind them playing a man down, basically.
All right, pass in the back, and Kennebunk able to set it up. 10-0. I guess the good news is they haven't allowed a goal, Messalonskee, here in the second half.
Messo's done a lot better job clearing, just haven't, and obviously sustaining some possession, just hadn't been able to take advantage, even drawing that penalty.
All right, they work the perimeter, as you can see. Very deliberate by the Kennebunk Rams here. Now pass to the cutter. Ball didn't get through, and Kasani comes away with it. Curling through there for Kennebunk was Archer. Now a steal. Here she is. Silkowski buries it.
Cannot give a play that good. I mean, look at what a play by here. Look at this. Just a mistake on the clear. Silkowski baited her and then just able to grab that one, and it's going to be Fake City here, and she just picks her spot.
Fake City. I think Ruby Silkowski lives in Fake City.
That's her 5th goal as well.
And a bunch of changes for Kennebunk as they empty the bench, and no surprise that Annie Barker has substituted liberally here in the second half. Clock continues to run 11-0.
And if that's the end of Stokowski's night, I'm going to guess based on her career stats, quiet night, 5 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an off night. We'll call it quiet and call it good.
And this is what you talked about it too. Obviously, they're back-to-back Class A state champions, but this is the stuff that is so great for Kennebunk. You talked about how they have a bunch of freshmen already playing big minutes.
Yeah.
Now you get the opportunity to get the bench. It's just going to be good for development for the season and for the future years.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freshmen on this roster.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, when you look at this roster, Hayes, the goalkeeper, is a senior. Ruby Silkowski is a senior. Cassandra McKenzie is a senior. There is one other one on here that I missed. Oh, Chloe Matthews is a senior. Other than that, everybody is an underclassman.
That's terrifying.
There's a lot of talent on this roster that are going to be back for a year, 2 years, sometimes 3 years.
Because I believe of all those you mentioned, I think only 3 of them, obviously Sikowski and the goalie, and I think Archer, right, starts.
Yep.
So they're not even all starting.
So they are going to be a formidable opponent for a long time. It's a great program down there that Kennebunk has. Their girls and boys lacrosse programs have been outstanding. Of course, Kennebunk in so many sports is so good. Joe Schwartzman, the athletic director down there, does a tremendous job.
Not really. The only thing that's gone wrong tonight's the GPS use.
Yeah, they've got to convince the bus driver to start using the GPS. That delayed their arrival here. We were sitting here, all of us up here, wondering if they were going to show.
Yeah.
And finally, about 5 or 6, they did walk on to the track. And I asked the Messalonskee athletic director, Chad Foy, why the delay, and he said that they got lost because the bus driver didn't use GPS. Man, you are hardcore if you're dug in and you're not going to use the GPS, you know? That is some kind of, I mean, I know bus drivers, at least back in the day, you didn't question them when it came to,
No.
you know, but now with the GPS, yeah, you use you give in to the technology. All right, here's an errant pass at midfield. Trying to run it down is Anna McCarron, another one of those freshmen that we talked about. She cannot. Messalonskee with the ball now. This is Maddie Duty. See if the Eagles can get on the board. Abby Kling with it now, wearing number 2.
Mess on that last possession while we're talking about the bus driver. It worked it around and had a nice cutter, but Kennebunk was able to close the fence basically and knock it down on the trying to pass through the crease.
All right, Sophia Ventimiglia works it back behind the net. In front of the cutter, couldn't get through. And the ball is knocked away, and coming up with it there is goalkeeper Lizzie Hayes.
That's a great play, too, from Hayes. One of the things I love in lacrosse is aggressive goalies.
Yep.
You know, she went and attacked that ball and ends the possession because she can retreat to the crease for a handful of seconds and let her team get downfield so they can clear.
Midfield, Miranda Godek lost it for Kennebunk, but the Rams come back with it. It's great to have that aggressive goalie as long as they know what they're doing.
Yes, yes. Obviously, you can put yourself in a bad position getting out of the cage.
It's a little different, though, than in hockey when the goalie leaves the crease because the net is built differently, and you're a little quicker to get back in and recover.
Yeah, goalies can clear. There's plenty of collegiate goalies who made a career out of having some jets of their own.
Absolutely. All right, at the 30-yard line, here is Kennebunk with a nice, cushy 11-0 lead. In front, shot saved by Cassani. Shea has been right on it tonight.
Yeah, I think she's going to be in a position to double up on awards, as you talked about.
Yeah.
She's been very good tonight. She's been blitzed. She's faced a lot of bullets coming out of that Kennebunk offense.
Yep, first team all KVA Seer, and we're seeing why. There's a push there on Kling. Kling had to go back behind the net, has it again, drops it off.
That's the other thing, too, we haven't talked a ton about tonight. The physicality between the girls and boys game is vastly different. Kennebunk has done a nice job finding some...
There's a bouncer that goes wide.
Kennebunk's done a nice job of finding that line of physicality without creating the whistles.
Yeah, I think they like to mix it up.
Yeah.
I think they like to mix it up. We're going to get a penalty shot here. Julia Wade is going to shoot on Lizzie Hayes. So Wade with a chance to score. Here she goes, shoots, and a save right there. Hayes, not much work tonight, but she was equal to that.
And again, you got to go to the cage there for Hayes. You're watching the ball, so you just stop and take that shot. She's going to read it clearly off the stick.
Yeah, I don't understand not going right to the net. Take it right in. A steal. Pass in the middle wide of Cassani. Loose ball scooped up behind the net by Chloe Matthews. Matthews, a senior. And the Rams set it up. Down to 12:40 left in this one. It's 11-0 Kennebunk. Light's starting to take some effect on this great field here at Messalonskee. And we're right back here tomorrow for Mount Blue Messalonskee Boys Lacrosse. Again, audio and video. Over the air on the radio at AM 1160 WSKW. We'll stream the audio and video live at 1160thescore.com. That's 1160thescore.com. For live video streaming, that's out, and it'll go back to Kennebunk.
Where you can also find the full schedule where we'll be.
Yes.
On top of our archive videos, obviously, be able to track down Thomas and high school sports. Everything
will be archived. You'll be able to go back and play for free.
Very important. We don't say that enough.
It's all free. You're never going to have to pay for the video. Obviously, the audio, not going to have to pay for that either. There's no pay sites. No credit cards, no nothing. All you got to do is push play. It's that simple.
Just got to be able to use a web browser.
Yep. For some, we know that can be a challenge. We understand that. If you need help there, just, you can on the Score app or at the website, you can email us. You can contact us there. And we can help you with all that technical stuff. And, usually my stock phrase is, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But I think, you know what? I'm finding out that's not the case.
You find yourself becoming a little bit more technologically advanced?
I think that in some cases, I'm more technically savvy than some people want to give me credit for. Let's put it that way.
I believe that. I would never underestimate you, Mr. Violet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. I'm just saying, that's all. Just saying.
You can see the inexperience here in this Kennebunk. Obviously, they've cleared the benches. A much tougher time for them clearing. Messo, the credit to him on the defensive side, Messo has just really not been able to get anything on cage.
No, they just haven't had a legitimate scoring opportunity, really, even with the penalty shots.
Yeah.
It's been from a distance, rather than choosing to go right up to the net and shoot there. They have been content with taking that penalty shot just a couple of yards in.
Here, Messo's going to go on the man advantage, I believe.
Yep, they are. A penalty called here on Cassandra McKenzie, the senior. So she's out.
A little discussion here of the refs.
Yeah, the officials are talking it over.
They're contemplating whether they were going to eject her or not, obviously. There's some kind of discussion there. I think letting the scores know. Maybe there's a wrong number on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I can't see over at the penalty bench area.
That's tough on the other side of the field from us here. Oh, whatever it is, they got to sort it out.
All right, back underway we go.
Again, Kennebunk just so good with the perimeter defense, basically. Messo had a nice cutter there and can't even get it through.
Yep, I mean, they have done such a great job of just keeping them away from the circle at all.
Yeah.
And it's just been all deep on the perimeter for Messalonskee when they do have occasion to set up. Now here comes Kennebunk. Back on the attack now is Grace Archer. Archer knifes inside, scores. Grace Archer makes it 12-zip.
That one just that one just doing it herself. There was a lot of traffic there, and she was able to weave her way through to get enough space and find its way through the bodies to get it on cage. That one, again, you talked about that. That's probably the farthest goal against Cassini. A lot of traffic.
Yeah, and she just did all of that on her own. No great strategy there by Grace Archer. Just kind of weave through the defense and made it happen. And it's 12-0 as we come down to 9 minutes left in this game. Season opener for both of these teams. Today actually is the first day the MPA allows varsity teams to play games that count in the standings. So a sprinkling of games in lacrosse and also baseball and softball today, too. And most everybody will have gotten a game in by either tomorrow or Saturday in all of these spring sports.
Meanwhile, we'll have gotten 3.
Yes. A game a day. That's what we do. It's what we're in business for. So a game today, back here tomorrow, Mount Blue Messalonskee boys at 4. And baseball radio only Saturday morning, Skowhegan at Lawrence at 11 o'clock.
Oh. That's all you have to tell me. Skowhegan and Lawrence, I don't care what the event is. You could say it's a pie-eating contest. I want to see that.
I would love to see a pie-eating contest between Skowhegan and Lawrence. I think that would be good.
How about a football pie-eating contest for charity?
I think the Flying LePage triplets, all three of them, could eat lots of pie. For sure.
Let's put that one down for the fall.
Yeah, that'd be a great fundraiser, wouldn't it?
I think so.
A great.
You could judge it. We'll throw pies at each other.
Yeah, I like that. A pie eating contest. Yeah, and when it comes to eating contests, I'm always game for anything.
100%.
But, I was trying to think as the ball is picked up by Shea Cassani. I mean, we could have a hot dog eating contest, but I would, as a competitive eater, I would much prefer. There's a goal. Another one by Kennebunk to make it a baker's dozen, 13-0.
Turnover there again. Another struggle on the clear, and one on goalie. It's just a tough ask as Cassini's faced a lot tonight.
Camden Keenan with the goal. So Keenan scores her first of the game. Camden Keenan, a freshman, one of those freshmen I mentioned, makes it 13-0. But back to the eating. If I was going to competitively eat, I would rather do it eating pies than eating hot dogs.
What pie? That's the question.
Yeah. Blueberry.
I'm in.
Apple.
Not a lot of wrong choices. Oh, I would love some
apple. Boston cream. Not many pies that I don't. I mean, I don't want any mincemeat pie or any,
dessert pies.
Yeah, desserty type pies.
I'm in.
I'm all in. And Kennebunk certainly all in tonight, leading here 13-0. 6:20 left in this one as the clock runs. And the Rams have run and run and run, all of it toward the net tonight. And Shea Cassani, if you looked at the box score of this, you'd think, wow, she must have been horrible. 13 goals? She's been one of the best players on the field tonight. The offense by Kennebunk is simply overwhelming.
They've done a nice. Everything has been in close. They've done a nice job on backdoor cuts. So you got to, Cassini's got to move across the cage. They changed. It's been a clinic. Kennebunk has put on a clinic.
Very, very impressive for sure. Very, very impressive.
And I mean, they've had this too. Here's another one-on-one with the goalie.
All right, here we go. Womano, a womano. The shot score. 14-0.
See, and that again, that's the thing is she didn't get all the way to the cage, which we talked about on those Meso penalties. But the thing that she does is she gets a step, and she went from 12 to 6.
Right. We'll wait for the announcement. Anna McCarran, another freshman.
And we talked about it a lot, this Kennebunk team, how talented they are, how deep they are. But how about that as well? It took a second, I think, for this backup unit to find itself, and now they're starting to put on some goals, too.
Yeah, they have found their stride here, the second-teamers and beyond that, as Coach Andy Barker really called off the Dogs very early here in the second half. And look at Helen Kenny just zip right down and take it right on net. Cassani ends up stopping it. Loose ball, though, picked up by Kennebunk. And the Rams right back on the go. Loose ball at the 17, 18-yard line. And coming away with it now is Wade, Julia Wade. Boy, Messalonskee would like to score one. Wade up the right. Defender right in her face. Right up there was Anna McCarron. Now down deep for Ventimiglia. Now to Wade, a whistle.
Oh, I think Messo's going to get busted here for offsides because they're supposed to be one woman down, and they ran one of their midfielders into the offensive zone.
Good catch.
And it took the ref, I think, a second because it didn't look weird, and then you didn't see the players lined up right outside the box where they're supposed to be waiting. Just a mental error there.
So the penalty continues on Emma Jane Parsons. And on the bust out now here, McCarron, and another whistle.
They're going to get, that was Kling just took a pretty nasty swat there on the shoulder, or she took the swat there and hit that Kennebunk player in the shoulder. That was a little bit of aggression I think you're seeing there, and just the struggle of performance tonight.
That was not a love tap. That was not a show of affection there. And Abby Kling walks off. 14 seconds left, meanwhile, on the Parsons penalty. So 2 in the box for Messalonskee. 4:26 left in the game.
So now, and that's just compounding issues, obviously, because Messo was already down 1. Now they're going to be down 2.
Right. And playing Kennebunk with the same amount of players has been enough of a struggle, but to do it with 2 down.
I mean, credit again to this Kennebunk team. I mean, it's just one of the simplest things they do. They just move. They cut. I mean, if you're going to learn to play any sport, I mean, basketball comes to mind. It's one of the things my dad told me. Just cut. Just move.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. There are your sports where movement constantly, basketball, hockey, this sport, certainly soccer to a certain extent, where constant movement is good. One man back, or one woman back, for Messalonskee.
Fraction going against Kennebunk here, so one or 2 less, I think, hurrahs here for Messo to try and crack that goose egg.
Yep, Cassani pass up and look at the swarm of blue. And Kennebunk comes away with it, and they get a shot on goal, and it's wide of Cassani on the right.
And again, you see there, Kennebunk, it's not just the great opportunities they get in the cutting. They've got the backup. You chase it, you're closest to the ball, you get to save the possession as an offensive player. And all night, Messo's been unable to turn any of those shots into flips of possession.
All right, Kennebunk with the ball here, remaining 3:20 as they just work it. Annie Barker's gone to the bench. We have second and third teamers out there for Kennebunk. Loose ball at the side of the net, scooped up by Messo. Here comes the Eagles. Throw away. Ball loose. Messalonskee scoops. Over there on the far side, Zoe Gilbert. Gilbert down the left. Now back to midfield. Cutting through a double team there and a whistle.
Nice job drawing the whistle there. Now under 3 minutes. Want to see Messo here crack the goose egg at least.
Pass in the middle of Wade. Wade couldn't handle it, though. Pass was a little bit behind her. Messalonskee comes away with it, though. Ball outside the circle, and it's scooped up by Kennebunk.
Good ground ball, and then couldn't complete the next pass.
Pass left side for McCarron. The freshman scoops. Anna McCarron. Lots of speed. Stick handles down. Season opening, now shut off there. Got sealed off by Wade. And reverses. And a whistle. With 2 minutes left.
They were get a penalty against Messo. That ref called that one from way out of the offensive zone.
Clock stops here. 2:07 left.
Kennebunk a little confused on what the call is, too. Yeah, Wade, I guess it's against Wade, so she's going to have to get out of the way here and start behind McCarron.
All right, McCarron starts it up. Down low for Matthews. Rams content to work the perimeter. McCarron.
Here's the thing. We've seen this too. Messer's kind of gone into a zone, but Kennebunk has done a nice job as we get a turnover there. Kennebunk's done a nice job. They spread out so the zone Messer doesn't keep the zone compact. And the problem is you open up right where you don't want the ball to go, and Kennebunk can just work in that 5 to 7 yard range.
Yep. Pass up the right side for Messalonskee. Olivia Johnston, that is. Put the T in there. Johnston to Wade. Julia. Minute 20 to go. Wade to the back. In front. Pass didn't connect. Loose ball picked up by Abby Stevens. Stevens back outside. Chloe Massey with it. Massey stick handles. Massey with 1 minute left. They work it on the right. To Duty. Duty back behind the net. Duty to Wade. Didn't take it to the net. Looked like there was an opening there. Now back behind the net to Duty. To Wade. Wade. Lobs to the middle. 37 seconds left. To Wade. Messalonskee appearing very tentative. Nobody willing to take it in. Centering pass deflected, and Hayes able to come up with it.
That just Messo, I think, it only seems like one cut, and Kennebunk does a nice job of, I think, keeping their assignments, and then when they're not responsible for a backside or offside assignment, they kind of all just mush up the view there, and you've seen that a bunch of times. They've got deflections on those passes not going through.
5 seconds left, and Hayes is just going to hang on to it, run the clock out, and that is it. So the Kennebunk Rams come to Oakland and run roughshod over the Messalonskee Eagles. Final score in this one, Class A Kennebunk 14, Class B Messalonskee nothing. The postgame show coming up here on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Enjoy the warmth and style of a Regency gas stove or fireplace from Somerset Stone & Stove. We've got an amazing selection to choose from, with one that will look great in your home. Get your Regency gas stove or fireplace installed at the lowest price. And don't forget, we also offer financing options on all our Regency stoves. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove, 1078 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Oakland. Online at somersetstoneandstove.com.
Do you have itchy, irritated, or burning eyes? You may be experiencing dry eye syndrome. Contact Kennebunk Eye Care and let them help find a solution to the problem. When we concentrate on activities like reading, driving, and computers, we blink less, which reduces the amount of tears on the surface of the eye. An exam with Kennebunk Eye Care will identify what's causing the issue and how to best treat it. Schedule an appointment today by calling 872-2797. Kennebunk Eye Care, your sight specialists, 216 Main Street in Waterville, and online at KennebukEyeCare.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Well, the Kennebunk Rams arrived here late, but better late than never. And once they got here, they clicked on all cylinders. They scored 10 goals in the first half, 4 of those goals by Ruby Silkowski, who has again shown why she's the best player in the state. 1, 2, 3, 4 for her. 1, 2 for Notine.
Silkowski had 5.
Silkowski had 5. You're right. She had
that.
one to start the second half. Just complete domination, and we see how the Kennebunk Rams have won 2 straight state championships, AJ, and not lost a game in the process.
Well, and that's the thing. That's what they look like today, too. If you'd told me that Meso looked like a team, Meso was a team that was losing a lot of talent, and Kennebunk was a team that brought back a lot of talent, they looked exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was very apparent. The skill level of Kennebunk truly off the charts. The quickness level also off the charts. This is a really dominant team, again, that has a top-shelf player, the best player in the state. Wouldn't surprise me once we got to June where they did it all over again.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me at all, especially, in this game, you can have, much like I think basketball, you can have a really great player really affect the outcome, especially because Silkowski, we saw her make a couple defensive plays, and she can take it, go all the way from defense to offense, and we saw her dodging alone, makes her a goal threat every time, but we saw her demonstrate passing. She had 2 assists as well on the night.
So the season opener for the Kennebunk Rams, they get the win here on the road 14-0. Messalonskee with the loss, but certainly I think a game where you play competition like this, it only does make you better. It does realize that obviously Kennebunk is a Class A school to start. They're a school that's loaded. You knew coming in it was going to be a very tough road. But you're better off to play better opponents like this and try to play to their level rather than play down. So I think for Messalonskee, 14-0 hurts, but this is going to help down the stretch.
Yeah, and while we're talking about Messalonskee, a lot of struggles tonight, but how about Cassini? And again, 14 goals looks rough when you look at the box score, but she also had 6 saves, and they were big saves.
Yep, exactly. So that's it for us. We're back right here tomorrow in about, 20 hours or so, or 20 and a half hours as the Messalonskee boys team opens up against Mount Blue. 4 o'clock is game time. AJ and I will be here for that. And then Saturday, it's baseball radio only, Skowhegan at Lawrence. And then we're back on the video and audio side on Sunday with Thomas College baseball taking on the University of Maine at Presque Isle Owls 1 and 4.
Doubleheader.
So tons of local sports coming up on the place for local sports, Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score. So for Andy Capwell, our videographer here tonight, and for AJ Knight, I'm Mike Violet saying good night from Veterans Field here at Messalonskee High School. Final score here tonight in girls lacrosse, Kennebunk 14 and Messalonskee 0.
This presentation of local high school sports on the place for local sports, The Score, was brought to you by Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, Hammond Lumber Company with 22 locations in Maine and New Hampshire, Kennebunk Eye Care, Mid-State Machine, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service, and by PJ Diggs. For the best in local sports, keep it right here on 1160 WSKW, The Score, the place for local sports.